I'll call the meeting to order. Nate?
Here.
Mike?
Here.
Rick? Here. John?
Here.
Kevin?
Here.
Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Need a motion for the consent agenda? So moved. Right. Motion and second, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Public input, this is the time and place for discussion items not already on the agenda, with time limit of 3 minutes each. Discussion and possible action in reference to approved contract with St. John's Catholic Church.
So this is the ongoing cemetery care agreement with the Catholic Church. We spoke to the father of the church as well as Steve McAmeal and Travis. Everything is the exact same. The only thing that we added was number 7, and this is what everybody agreed to, and it's the City of Lisbon shall charge an extra $250 per gravesite opening for ongoing maintenance and care for the gravesite. This will be charged at the time of burial. So everything in the agreement was covered, the initial opening and closure, but there's an awful lot of work that goes in between, and it's hard to, every grave is different and every year is different, so it's hard to come up with a dollar amount on everything to do. So we've all agreed to the $250 flat fee per grave, and it'll be enough for some and it'll be little for others, and it'll just all equal out. Happy to answer any questions that you have.
You didn't want to do just an as-billed or time-as-used rate? They couldn't agree to that? I mean, because if we spend, 80 hours a year maintaining that, well, that's ridiculous or not.
We just kind of took what we thought. Travis and I sat down, we proposed this to them for the dollar amount, and they accepted. So this was kind of a...
And what does this cover? Like if a stone is broken, does the...
No, this just covers
it, or
the dirt work.
So there's sinkhole, or it needs some seeding, or settles later on. It's just...
I just remember a few years back us fixing gravestones, and they were incredibly expensive to fix.
Yeah, no, this is just for...
This is just a dirt.
Yeah, this is just dirt work.
So, Tim, talking about that gravestones, I know we have a program that we repair so many every year. Do we repair in their section?
No, they piggyback with us, so normally we'll talk to Steve and say, hey, we're looking at doing X amount, do you got any you want to do? And he'll flag his when we do ours, kind of thing. So.
But they pay for their own.
Yep.
Something,
Okay. Motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
A motion to a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Discussion and possible action in reference to fiscal year 24 audit review.
So everybody should have the audit review in the packet. Everything was good. The only thing, and this is on there every year, is segregation of duties. And they recommend that we continue or review its control activities to obtain maximum internal control as possible under the circumstances, utilizing currently available staff, including elected officials. This is on here because there's only so many employees, and they like to see all those tasks delegated out through multiple people. So we just said that we will continue to review and monitor ways to improve segregation of duties. Any questions with that?
We got to accept it.
You want them to?
We have in the past just approving the fact that you guys are aware that our audit is over with and we came in satisfactory, and that you guys are aware of that. So we have.
Motion to accept it.
So moved. Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Public hearing. Resolution 28, 2024, approving process for a History Center tenant application reviews.
So I brought this up a few meetings ago that we were going to be working on this. So we pulled up the previous resolution that we had in between with the council and the History Center Foundation in reference to the city-owned building at 102 East Main, which would be above the History Center. What we added was one more line where it says, whereas applications for prospective sublease will be reviewed and approved by either the city administrator and/or city clerk prior to occupancy. And Rick, you can help me out if you want, or if you know, in previous years, they had the police department do a background check on the applicants prior to living there. Obviously, with the police department, Doug, they've been bringing them down, and Doug and I have been doing those. They really didn't have any threshold on what was allowed, what wasn't. And then the last one, we recommended that they didn't allow that person to be there, and they did anyway. And then that person moved out, and now a new person's in there, and they didn't even come to us. So it just gives us a little bit of control over who can be up there.
So what building is this?
Well, this would be an apartment above the History Center. They basically sublease that out.
Yeah. Well, I would think we would want total control on that.
Yeah, this would give us that control.
And I'm willing to put any language you want in here,
I think that's sufficient, so we know what's going on, so I'll move to approve.
Second. A motion and a second.
What exactly are you approving?
The
or this resolution.
just the adding of that.
Yeah, I've got a question too. I mean, what, has this been run by our attorney to protect us from discriminating or anything that's, or helping us determine what that line is? You said we
So
didn't
that's the
know.
next step with this. If you guys agree to this, I'm going to Mark to make sure that what our process is, so that it's vetted, it's consistent, it's legal.
Great.
But this was the first step to,
And you would have criteria then, like what are disqualifying
Correct,
types of?
Legally approved criteria is what I'm looking for.
Yes.
you know, I mean, just
So
an
that would
example.
come back in the next council meeting?
Yeah, we can certainly.
I mean, I think you
Yeah.
want,
Yeah,
I
we
think you
can,
want council approval.
sure. I just thought this was a better process than having every application for residency. I don't
Yeah.
think that's a council,
Yeah, exactly.
you know, to come up here in front of everybody, so.
Got a motion and a second, approving the process. Nate.
Aye.
Mike.
Aye.
Rick. Right. John.
Aye.
Kevin.
Aye.
Correspondence. Nothing tonight. City engineer report.
Business 30 is moving along pretty well. They're nearly to the mountain roundabout. They have another day to complete milling, and then they'll get shoulders milled down and try to get that stuff ready to go. October 10th is our completion date, so they're tracking pretty well to meet that. The water main project, we have a contractor that should be back in working on water main items, and then he has subbed out the restoration work with the little seating, put in some filter, fixed ruts and whatnot to a subcontractor, so hopefully them is one pretty quick once they get in there. Any questions?
The millings of that stuff is used by the file that they redo with them.
Those are ours, I'll get into that with my thing.
We're gonna use
Dave, anybody else have anything for Dave?
Thank you, Dave.
Public work.
All right, with the milling questions, Rick, so we started doing down there behind 4L in Bunning Field. We've got most of that temp rolled in because that's the staging spot for pelling. So we gotta wait until they're out to finish that. We're starting on alleys this week. We're gonna reshape alleys and then mill them and get them rolled in, and then hopefully, time permitting, weather permitting, we can get them sealed this year. And that should pretty much settle our alley problems we've been having with rock and everything, so.
You need to get a roller or something.
We've got a roller and we rented a bigger skid loader so we can move it around. So that's the plan with that stuff.
You got enough of it?
Yeah, that's a small pile.
That's the small one.
The one you guys see is a small pile. That was, we staged out at the city dump site and then there, our thought was it's a lot faster for us to go down there and grab it than it is to grab it clear out to the dump and then come back with it. So we're gonna get that. We started a list with people who were interested in millings. I told them I wasn't giving any up until we found out if we could fulfill what we needed with them. So if we do find out we have too much down here, we'll start having them come in and we'll load them up and get them out of here.
Do you mix it with like tar then or something to get it to seal?
No, there's two different types of sealant they can put on it, but it's a food-based grade oil that they put on.
You go through M&K?
Yeah.
Yeah, they sap. Yeah, true sap.
And then you roll it or whatever, so
Yep.
It's very,
kind of like chip seal asphalt.
Yeah.
it's the best alley in town.
There's a business in town that was grandfathered in on the dustless parking lot ordinance. You know, they got to keep their gravel. We have reached out to all of them to offer this product to them so that they can become compliant. So,
And Butts took us up on it with one, so they took a bunch out there, so they're planning on doing their lot too, so.
They'll have to spray it themselves.
Yeah.
we're just giving them the vouchers.
We did end up needing the pump for the lift station, that's on order, so we hope to see that here sooner than later. And other than that, Christina's been doing great with this lead and copper survey that we gotta get. I think we're down to just under 200 left to get our surveys back on, so we're on track with that.
Any questions for Travis? Park and Rec?
He is he actually had to coach one of the teams so that they could have a team, so he's gonna be late. So I don't have anything for him.
We'll come back if he comes in. Library?
I don't have anything for her tonight either.
Police Department?
The report's out, nothing additional unless you have questions.
Any questions for Doug? Ambulance?
Nothing for him.
Fire Department?
Just want to thank everybody that came out to the pancake breakfast. Served 1,400 people, and our profit's going to be pushing $16,000. So, by all my accounts from all my years on, that's a record by a long shot. So, thank you to everybody. Started setting up. It takes about 2 hours to set up. I remember when I was a kid, my dad was on. It was an all-day deal. And then the breakfast, we quit serving the last person right around 11 o'clock, and everybody was out the door by 1. So everything was put back together and grills taken back. And special thanks to Ely Fire Department. Couldn't have this event without them. They have the grills for everybody, and they kind of make their tour around eastern Iowa for the 2 counties. And then they also provide that cooler. So there's a whole laundry list of businesses that donate to this, and there'll be something in the paper with that, thanking all them. But very successful, and obviously weather probably had a lot to do with it. That is all I have.
Fire Chief? City Administrator?
Last couple weeks, just finished up a couple things with the audit that they needed. Lots of nuisances for junk vehicles and et cetera, tall grass. I think there's 23 of them active out right now. Dave gave the update on Highway 30. I really don't have anything pressing with that. Been working with Myers Farmstead, trying to get that figured out, so hopefully we got a plan moving forward there. Next week is the TIM training, and I believe it's at Camp Dodge. So that's the train the trainer for the traffic incident management. I believe myself and Officer Blinks are going to that. Lead copper survey, I just want to thank everybody that's turned that in. I know today I took 3 calls in reference to it, so it was in the newsletter, and I think we also sent something out, so that's good. And then also been working with Jake Lindauer. There's been some, when he came over as an employee, he has a contract, and then we have our city policy, so we're just kind of getting that all meshed to work together. So other than that, that's all I have tonight. Happy to answer any questions.
Anything, Brandon? Kevin?
So last Monday, But after the last council meeting on my way home, I thought I found a broken water main, but I think it was actually the schools, right?
Yep.
But anyway, it was Travis and Brandon were there within 5 minutes when you called, and I mean, way after hours, so just good job on those guys. They put in some long hours, I think, so it was pretty good to see they were there within 5 or 10 minutes when you called and saying that's a broken water main, so anyway, that's all I got.
John?
At the last meeting, I mentioned we had 185 preschool kids signed up for the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. It's over 212 now for Mount Vernon and Lisbon combined. So we're doing great, getting a lot of new sign-ups from Mount Vernon. That's all I have.
Good, so Auburn don't have that through anything? The Dolly Parton?
Yeah, it's through the Friends of the Lisbon Library. We decided rather than split it, it's just all goes together. We had the gal from Bauman's give us a nice big check, and some of her friends are supporting getting people signed up too. I think you can sign up at Bauman's or the library or online for that program.
Great program. Anything else, John?
No.
Rick? Mike?
Nothing.
Nate?
Nothing, Brandon covered, thank you for the pancake breakfast, congratulations to everyone who participated in that for the almost $16,000, that's pretty cool.
Do we have a record? Do we know when that started? Because that would have been more money, and I don't remember.
I don't, obviously, the prices of this could go up,
It used to be around 1100.
yeah, and I think last year was $1,250. That to me was the highest all time. I know we shoot for 1,000, but yeah, it's pretty incredible. And then we put the donation booth there, and it's amazing the generosity.
I think you was wondering what year it started.
I have no idea.
I mean, I'm 55, and
It's been going a long
I
time.
know I was at least 10 before.
And I remember the first couple, we couldn't cook fast enough, we didn't have enough stuff. We had wife would bring a fry pan full of eggs from their house because it was only 2 blocks away. We operated that way for a while. Very successful.
Christina?
I will be out of the office at the end of next week at the Iowa League of Cities Conference in Sioux City. That's about it. Bloodline survey, November.
I don't have anything. Possible closed session pursuant to Iowa Code, Chapter 21.5J, to discuss possible purchase and sale of real property. A motion to go into closed session.
So moved.
A motion, a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Go into closed session.